I've always been a fighter. I fought as a prosecuting attorney. Actually, I fought with my sisters growing up. I fought as a prosecuting attorney. I fought to get on city council, and I've been fighting for Southwest Washington for the past 3.5 years, and I've been delivering results. And I want to take that same fight to Washington, D.C., but in order to do that, I have to fight to defeat Marie Gluesenkamp-Perez. And here are some facts. The fact is, Marie Gluesenkamp-Perez should never have been in office. We had this seat for 12 years. Nobody expected her to win, and she did. And we have to fight right now to flip the seat back, because it's not even just the seat that's at risk. If we lose the seat, we could lose the seat for a very long time. What's even more disturbing and what's really at risk right now is if we lose the seat, we could lose the majority in the House of Representatives. We know that. That's what's at risk. And the fact is, the Democrats know that. That's why the Democrats have allocated, a Democrat super PAC has allocated $10 million for this seat to fight to keep Marie Gluesenkamp-Perez in office. They already have figured this out. They know what's at risk, and it's not just the seat, it's the majority in the House. So the fact is that we have to stop her. And another fact is she's not a moderate. She's been pretending to be one, just like she, could put on her little coveralls and pretend to be a mechanic. The fact of the matter is she's not a moderate. When her first vote in Congress was to keep the southern border open, that's not moderate. When you go on record and you say nobody stays awake at night worrying about the southern border, that's not moderate. When you get caught bragging to your New York donors about how you want to revamp the moderate Blue Dog Democrat group into rural Antifa, that's not moderate. When you vote against small businesses, that's not moderate. So the fact is, we need to pull together and make sure that we send Progressive Perez and all of her liberal policies back across the river, back to Portland, where they belong. Because I'll tell you, the number one thing, when I was knocking on those 5,000 doors, the number one thing that people said to me is they don't want to see Southwest Washington become like Portland. We don't want the crime, we don't want the homelessness, we don't want the loss of jobs. And did you know, I'm going to go off script a little bit here, but I was just listening this morning to the U.S. Supreme Court oral arguments for Grants v. Pass. I don't know, are you familiar with that case? So Grants v. Pass deals with Boise v. Martin case, which the Ninth Circuit ruled in that case. They said essentially that under the Eighth Amendment, which is the cruel and unusual amendment, under the Eighth Amendment, it is cruel and unusual to criminalize the state of being homeless. This decision has hamstrung every municipality up and down the entire West Coast and in the Ninth Circuit. There is no way for municipalities to exert local control over this issue and actually respond to the homeless crisis. It's bad law, and what I loved about the Supreme Court oral arguments today is one of the things that they're discussing is how much local control should we actually have versus do we legislate from the bench? And we know what a problem that is, and that goes back to something that I'm well aware of, that I've spent a large portion of my life working on, is limiting government and making sure we each stay in our own lane. So I'm really hopeful that the U.S. Supreme Court makes the right decision with Grants v. Pass and inevitably overturns the Boise v. Martin case, because I think that will allow municipalities to really address this crisis. Because until we actually have meaningful results, until we actually can connect people with the services that they need and get them the transformative help that they need, then nothing will happen. The Housing First policy has not worked, hasn't worked for 20 plus years. We have to actually help people, and that's what I want to do. That's another thing that I want to address when I get to